I'll be honest, I pissed all over myself. I did. First check I did with Jake, Jake was like, "You've weed on yourself." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I don't know what the fuck I'm meant to do." I was like trying to wee into a cup. I was like this with the cup. Good morning, YouTube. All folks have gone out the window. I am in my dressing gown. Haven't brushed my hair. Haven't even brushed my teeth, to be honest. Yeah, I haven't picked up the camera in a while either. It's been a rough few days / week. I was actually really, really unwell over the weekend. Danny was also away on a stag do, so I was on my own. I had we'll call it the D and V. Yeah, and there wasn't a whole lot of food going in anyway. So what little that went in was just coming straight back out again. Lovely. So yeah, wasn't great. And then after that, things have just been pretty rough ever since. But yeah, as of today, I am 2 weeks and 3 days out. 2 weeks, 3 days, 2 weeks, 2 days, however you want to call it. It's Friday. I'll be 3 weeks out, 2 weeks out on Sunday. This is just a prime example of my brain. So I thought it was about time that I picked up a camera. I am going to vlog probably just like little bits during the week, but I have got training sessions this morning, so I will get some of those clips in. It's actually kind of scary because it's like this session that I'm doing today, I've only got one more of, and then it's showdown because it'll be peak week. Like, it's literally mental. So I'm going to try and capture some of these final moments. I've got loads of appointments, all that good stuff. My bikinis are here, so I will get the bikinis out. Let's just say she's in the dig. She's really in the dig. The reality of bikini prep is sometimes you just have to go really high on cardio and really low on food, and that's exactly what I'm having to do. Cardio is currently at 1 hour and 10 minutes on the Stairmaster every day, and my steps are 15,000. I shot myself in the foot with that one because I naturally do that anyway, so I can't let that kind of drop down. Plus my 5 training sessions a week. Food, I don't know the calories. I'm not going to show it because it's actually just disgracefully low. And yeah, so input is low, output is high. Staring at the wall like this is often. We love that. So yeah, good times. Anyway, I will take you along the next week or so, I guess. And yeah, I'm excited. Let's finish this strong. Mindset is everything. So I wasn't going to show this, but someone said to me the other day that they love how real I keep things. So in spirit of realness, the level of toughness is pretty ridiculous at the moment, I'm not going to lie. Obviously hunger is something that we all deal with as bikini competitors. To be honest, you don't really feel hunger. It's like the energy dips
and the energy dips are really, really bad, to the point where before I was making a meal and I had to sit on the floor and wait for it to cook because I was too scared to stand up in case I actually passed out. Yeah, it's at that point, yeah, really, really hard right now. Really, really, really hard. But it is the final push, and I have had a chat to Jake and just say, listen, you know, this is getting kind of past the point where I'm not happy, but like comfortable with, and I don't want to look back and be like, you know, I was a bit of a wimp or I was weak or whatever, but that was too much for me, personally. So yeah, we'll just have to see, kind of assess as we go. I've done everything I need to today. I've done my hour and 10. I've done my training. I've done all my steps. I'm just chilling in bed now. Yeah, like this is the reality of it. It's super, super tough. I am not a robot. I am not free from the feels of diet and things like that, although a lot of my clients seem to think that that's the case. You know, I really do feel all the same things, and I'm being pushed really, really hard. This is the hardest I've ever been pushed in my life. I have never done this before. And yeah, I can tell you now that every single joint in my lower half is incredibly sore. My hips, my knees, my ankles, just from the sheer level of output. But yeah, we'll see how we go. In response to my check-in this morning, Jake was like, you're just really, really inflamed. I just want to get the last little bits off, and then we can start to freshen up and get that cardio out. So we'll see what the check-in is like tomorrow. And yeah, I normally thrive off this, and I generally do. I do love it, but this is like more than I've ever done before. Last prep I only did 45 minutes a day, and at that time I was like, 45 minutes. No, this is, yeah, my food's so much lower. My output is so much higher. But anyway, I'm not complaining. I don't want to come across like a complainer. But yeah, this is me being the realness. Anyway, hopefully the next clip that I jump on, I'm going to be like bouncing off the wall, like, oh my god, because it does come in waves. And next one I'll probably be like, oh my god, look at my bikinis, they're amazing. Yeah, but for now I'm just sitting here feeling a little bit sorry for myself, and I'm allowed to do that sometimes because I am human. Anyway, waffle over.
Guys, it is Tuesday the 29th, which means that I'm like 12 days out or something like that. Few updates. So obviously, you might notice I'm a little bit chirpier. Please excuse the absolute mess behind me. I am at the moment packing up the house to we rent the house out, basically. I've said that already, but we rent the house out for a couple of weeks during the year. So I'm in the process of just moving everything. So you can see my empty wardrobe here. These are just a few dresses because I've got a wedding. I have got a wedding the weekend before my show. Oh my God, how am I going to survive? Anyway, so 12, 11, 13, whatever it is, days out. Actually, this time next week we'll only have 2 more sleeps here, and then we are heading to the UK, and then after that, obviously, we fly to Sweden. But I no longer have any cardio. Like the dig is done in terms of the actual cardio side. Jake wants me to be a little bit fresher. I will post some post-workout shots from this morning. Condition is definitely peeking through. We're actually seeing a little bit of striations in the glutes, just a little bit like, ugh. But I'm running very, very flat at the moment. For a good reason. So I'm excited to get some food in this. Like at the moment, like it's looking pretty decent and there's not a whole lot of food going in. So yeah, I'm happy. But yeah, cardio is out. I have done it. Honestly, it was so emotional. I was on the Stairmaster on Saturday post legs. I'd done like 43 minutes of cardio, and that was after legs. Lauren was on the Stairmaster next to me, and Jake woke up, looked at my check-in, and he was like, okay, that's it, cardio done. And I was like, oh my God. Obviously, mindset wise, I'm like, I just need to finish this 50 minutes. So I finished off my 50 minutes, and then Lauren finished at the same time, and she turned around and looked at me, and I was like, that's it, cardio done. And then I was just like, And I just started crying. And then she started crying as well. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. Like, you've done amazing. Like, it was a fucking dig, that was. And I think more than anything, it's like the mental toll. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm still fatigued. I'm still hungry. You girls still going hypo. But like, not having to plan my whole day around cardio is like a breath of fresh air. Like, it's absolutely insane. So I'm literally replacing my cardio time with posing, basically. Rinse and repeat the posing. But I've got some exciting bits. My bikinis are here. I'm just going to run through some of the stuff that I've got so far, and yeah. So I have got quite a few bits kind of from last season, because I've switched sides because I could not deal with that mess behind me. This is basically stuff from last season, some clothes, and I'm actually doing a shoot on Sunday. An underwear shoot, obviously. Stanley's got me some nice new underwear. And then today I've got my nails and my eyebrows, and I've got my hair ready to go. So my lovely client Sinead's going to fit them for me on Thursday for me. And then I've bought a new outfit for tan, which I'm wearing, obviously. I'm a huge Honor Active haul because I'm ridiculous. Anyway, if you don't like Honor Active, you are missing out big time. Anyway, so, and then up there's obviously all the other stuff that I've got from last season. So I basically just have like a big bag that I found in the attic, and in there was like my pump-up bands, cuffs, all that kind of good stuff for Backstage, and then my robe. I won't lie to you, I don't wear a robe. I am not interested. Sorry, it looks so messy. I am not interested in doing the whole like thing with the robe. I personally just find it really cringe, and I don't know, like, it's also like Backstage tends to be freezing, and if you're only wearing a robe to pump up, like, you need to be warm to pump up. So I don't really understand the concept of it. Like, I just think it's a bit Instagrammy for me personally. That's just how I feel. Anyway, so we've got the jewelry from last year. I did order some new earrings, which I will pull out as well. Now, just to make you aware, they are hideous, so tacky, but you have to wear them. So we have these lovely porn star earrings. And then my bracelets from last year. I thought, well, what's the point in buying new bracelets if I've already got them? I also bought this little mirror from Shein. God, I love a bit of Shein. How good is this? And it lights up, so it means that Backstage I can kind of touch up my makeup, just make sure that the face is giving what it needs to. I did buy a new packet of pump-up bands in here. I'm going to bring my cuffs with me, because what I do is essentially the bands have like little hooks on them, so like little snaps like this, and then on there I can put a cuff on that one and a cuff on the other one, get them on my ankles to pump up the glutes. And I've never seen anyone do that Backstage, and had a few people say to me, oh my God, that is so smart. And I'm like, yeah, it's very smart, I know. My trusty Ugg slippers that got me through my whole season last year, and they are coming with me. They are literally covered in tan from last year, but they're like nostalgic, and I actually haven't worn them since then, but they're perfect because they're good for like walking around outside the venue and inside the venue, and obviously good for tan as well. Keep your little toes warm because it's cold. I do have some sliders as well, some fake Louis Vuitton sliders that we purchased in Thailand. They are very nice, but they're quite heavy, so I don't know if I'm going to bring them or not, but they might be due me for tanning because my dog chewed through my Adidas ones. I got a whole new makeup bag from Shein. I got quite a few bits from Shein. I got a new like show day bag as well, so a big massive bag, and in there obviously like my meals, my bikini, all of that good stuff, and to be able to fit everything into it. I like it to be big enough so that I can like bring a blanket, so I'm hoping that there's going to be a blanket that I can bring at the Airbnb just to make sure that I'm nice and warm Backstage. And then I will pack that with all of the essentials like makeup, like nail glue, eyelash glue, all of that stuff. Like, I literally have a huge list. Do you know what? I'll go through it because this is the stuff that I need for just Backstage. So I need my bikini, a spare bikini. Like, you don't know if it's going to break, so I always have a backup with me. Heels. So I actually brought some brand new heels. A shiwi. She's up there. If you don't know what a shiwi is, Google it. My first show, I didn't have a shiwi. I'll be honest, I pistol-loaded myself. I did. First check-in I did with Jake was like, you've weed on yourself. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't know what the fuck I'm meant to do. I was like trying to wee into a cup. I was like this with the cup. Yeah, there was wee everywhere. Anyway, they do touch it up backstage, but yeah, these are my new heels. They're exactly the same heels as I have already. I'm not going to go get new styles or anything like that, but just some nice fresh ones for stage because my ones are a little bit gammy. Earrings, spares for my earrings just in case, because last year backstage someone's earrings broke and I was like, you can use my spare ones, you know, it's not only for yourself. Lip gloss, mini hairbrush, spare makeup bits and bobs just in case you don't like the makeup, just in case you, I don't know, get a bit sweaty, whatever. Like the Laura Mercier translucent powder, definitely bring that with like a Trigwell puff and just, you know, just so you're not like shiny because you might get a bit sweaty. Put bands, headphones, slippers, something to sit on, blanket, as I said before. I'll need my Peak Max, some water, nail glue, lash glue, and light. That's what I've got all within here. And then let's do the reveal, shall we? I think it's so funny, and I'm not like judging anyone who does it because I know that it's a very special moment when you get your first bikini for sure, but I've not been one to kind of gatekeep mine. I just don't really think that it's necessary. So earrings I got from Susie. These, and there's nothing against Susie, I just think they're all hideous. Like, you see that? They're very long is my concern. Like, I feel like they're going to be on my shoulder. I might have to snap some of these. Anyway, that's my spare earrings. I might actually, that's a good idea. I'll put all of my jewellery into this little slidey thing, and then I can bring that backstage. What a great idea. I'm glad that I did this now. Oh my God, perfect. There we go. So that's all my jewellery in there. Right, so bikini-wise, I sent all of my bikinis I've ever got have all been from Miss Bikini Fitness. She is the OG. She is the best. She makes the best bikinis. They fit the best, in my opinion. No, I am not sponsored. I've paid for every single bikini myself. So this was the first one. This was my PCA. This was Miss PCA. I wore this one for my first ever show and when I won my pro card. So she has been refreshed, and I sent them both to her to be refreshed. This one was the one I wore in Ireland when I just missed out on my pro card. So she is also red, but you can see she's like ombre. So it's like really dark into like light. So she's been refreshed. You know, a girl's got to have options. That's my opinion. So the newies. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll probably will have seen them. A little bit about me. I love the colour black, if you can't tell. Anything dark, anything black, and that's what I gravitate towards, and everyone says, when you go on stage, like, you know, you need to wear colours that you feel comfortable in, confident in, and I was like, black, like, obviously. Anyway, Jake's like, no black. So we've gone with the closest to black. I've gone with a really dark, and it looks quite light, actually, with all of these, like, with the silver stones, but it's a dark purple. So on stage, it will be dark because the lights are different, but then the silvers will kind of give it like a bit of a sparkle. And then we have gone with another solid, a green moment. Ooh, and I'm very excited about the green. I actually love the green. I checked in to Jake with the green on, and yeah, I loved it. I felt like it was wishful thinking, giving Ashley K, just because of the colour, not because of anything else. But yeah, so we've got the green, we've got the purple, we've got the two reds. It's exciting. I'm excited. But yeah, I think that's kind of everything for now, really. I did buy a load of makeup made by Mitchell brushes, all that good stuff, but honestly, it's just going to be a stress to do it myself. So I've just paid for my makeup now. So expensive. It was like €200 for makeup, something you just wash off. Like, I'm gonna have to get so many pictures. But yeah, aside from that, like, I've got a packing list going now. But yeah, like, everything is rolling really nicely. I'm feeling so much better, so much refreshed. Food is very low, it's getting lower. He actually reduced my food today, but it's so close now that I'm just like, well, it's gonna be peak week. Like, literally, it's Tuesday today, so I'll probably, I think carb up's like a week and a bit away. Do you know what I mean? So I can survive a week. I've already done like 16. What is going to happen? What's the worst that's going to happen? It's fine. So yeah, it's very exciting. That's my little update. I'll show you my nails when I've had them done. I'm getting my nails done today, my brows laminated, Tomorrow I have got a carbon laser facial with Chelsea at You and Improved. She's another one of my clients, lovely, and it's going to make my skin lovely and glowy. And then I've got my final proper sports massage tomorrow, but to be honest, I might just err on the side of caution and just get a flush tomorrow. Thursday is hair. Friday, I'm free. I've got nothing on Friday. And then Saturday, I have got waxing. Oh, yeah, waxing. I have had laser, so I've had laser, but it's only on my bikini line. So we're gonna have to get it all off. And the girl who does my laser is my husband's client, so I just didn't really feel comfortable with her, like kind of like just doing the whole shebang. So and it's like being a girl, like there's hair everywhere, like, and so basically I was like, can you wax my legs and my bum hole? Essentially is what I've said. So yeah, she's gonna give me a wax, which is lovely, and then I'm gonna get my top up for my Botox because I had that done recently. And that is far too much movement. I'm not happy with that. I need more. That's not too bad, but that, no. And yeah, I might get a little bit of filler because my face is coming in now. But yeah, aside from that, that's pretty much it. And then next week is like the last week, so I'm glad that I'm getting my shit together. I'm getting organised. I have a list. If anything, I can recommend when you're in the dog ends of prep, make a list. Set alarms, set reminders, don't get complacent, like you will forget stuff. I've been forgetting so much, it's absolutely disgraceful. Stay strong, you will make it, you will. But yeah, buzzing, absolutely buzzing. I'm so happy to have made it this far. I'm actually happy with the look this morning, after being in some more positive lighting. And I will try and get a little bit more training footage and stuff before we kind of head into peak week, so it'll be cool to box some stuff off for this YouTube, because again, I've been slack because I'm tired. I'm sorry. Anyway, speak to you soon.
Guys, it is now hair. Hair has been done. Look at that. She is gorgeous. So nice, so thick. Fresh colour, cut, got my tapes in. I feel so much better. Had it chopped so that it's like the perfect length for my back pose. I've had my eyebrows done. I've had my nails done. My lips were obviously already done. I've got my Botox in 2 days. And then I have got my wax. And then that's pretty much it. And then I've got a couple of body balancer sessions when you like hop in the body balancer bag, and it like squeezes, it's like lymphatic drainage. But yeah, we're on the fucking home straight. Had a new low this morning. I have had 2 nights now of 4 hours sleep, and last night I slept for 8 hours and 43 fucking minutes. Yes, unreal, unbelievable. Honestly, I feel incredible today. It's mental how much sleep can like change everything. Like I was starving, my energy was really low. Like don't get me wrong, I'm like my energy's not like fucking bouncing off the walls. I have had to just have a meal to be able to actually record this, but I feel good. I'm in a really nice spot right now and feeling just eternally grateful. I've never been so happy with my check-in this morning. I was like, wow, like I'm happy. I am so happy. Do you know what? I am bringing the best version of me, and that is all I care about. God, I'm just so happy with the look that I'm bringing. And I don't think that I could have done any more in the off season, any more in this prep, quite literally. And yeah, I'm just absolutely buzzing. I feel like this vlog's just me chatting the whole time, but there's not really a whole lot of interest and stuff. And then it's peak week. Can you actually believe it? I can't. I literally can't. Like I'm like so vascular, it's actually mental. I went into the salon and I was like, I need to hide my arms. I don't know if anyone else gets that. I feel like a little bit like embarrassed because I feel like I look like I'm like unwell. But yeah, I suppose if you don't look unwell at this point, there's something seriously wrong with you. Well, not seriously wrong with you. If you don't look unwell at this point, you're probably not ready. But yeah, I'm all in my feels right now. But yeah,
just thought I would give a little bit of an update, and yeah, that's it.
We've got a secret and we know something that nobody else does. Jake's competing today, isn't he?
Yeah, big dog.
Big dog's competing today, so we're excited to watch that. I'm also 1 week out today. I've done a really bad job, haven't I? And Danny's done a really bad job of trying to get content of me last week. But next week, you are going to, aren't you?
I'm coming now to follow you.
He's going to follow me. So peak week vlog is coming up next. But, because officially it is peak week. But what I'm going to do this afternoon is I'm going to sit down and I'm going to tally up all the costs for the Sweden show. Because, number one, I think it's going to make me and Danny throw up a little bit. But number two, I think it's like a really good insight. Because we have people all the time who are like, oh, I want to compete. And then you tell them to get posing lessons. And they're like, £50 for a posing lesson. I'm like, that is a drop in the ocean, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're going to do that later. But for now, I'm going to go do some posing. Danny, what are you doing?
I'm 1 day out. I'm not doing cardio today.
Danny's 1 day out from starting prep. Oh, yeah, that's the other exciting thing. Danny starts prep. So the girly vlogs are going to turn into a duo, the duo of preppers again.
Two miserable bastards.
No. Not the two miserable bastards. Danny will be a miserable bastard because all he's been doing is eating chippies. But yeah, it's going to be fun. We're excited. I'm very chirpy right now. That's because I've just woken up. But yeah, let's get it. Let's have a chat. So I said earlier about the costs of competing. It is very, very, very expensive. I obviously am competing in Sweden 1 week out today. I genuinely was nearly sick everywhere. In fact, I was considering this morning just going, do you know what? Fuck it, I'll just pay to get my hair done when I'm there because I kind of want my hair curly and I can't, basically when I curl my hair, it drops, and the way that this show's set up is that there's pre-judging and then there's finals. So pre-judging is where you go on earlier in the morning. So Bikini's on at about 10:30, 11. And then finals, where they give the awards and then go on to the overalls, is later on in the afternoon. So that's probably going to be about 3, 4 o'clock. So it's a long time for your hair to stay put, I suppose. Anyway, you best believe that I'm not paying for it now. Not after I've just totaled this up. So I am going to go through the costs for just this one show. So this is one show. Now there is things that you can save on for sure. I will run through it. So kind of the initial thing that you will need to get is your NPC membership. So that is your membership for the NPC to allow you to be able to enter the shows. The cost for that is $56.93, which is £42.19. So not too bad. That's decent, to be fair. I actually thought it was more expensive than that, but I have gone through all of my emails and this is correct. So show entry. So this is my entry. This is for one class only. This is for me to go into the Bikini open class in my heights. The show entry is €250, which costs approximately £212.97. Okay, so you can see how this starts totaling. Tan. Now, tan is something that you can do yourself. However, you don't want to be on stage and look different to everybody else. You obviously want to stand out, but you want to stand out for the right reasons, not the wrong reasons. The other thing with the tan is that they will top you up backstage. They'll also do your glaze for you. If you have any accidents in terms of maybe having a little bit of a dribble on yourself, if you're a girl, you will know. They touch all that up for you, and it also means that you're nice and fresh for pre-judging and finals as well. So tan is €140. That costs in pounds is £119.27. Makeup. Okay, so makeup, again, is one of those that you could possibly do yourself. I did actually go and buy a load of makeup to be able to do it myself because of the price of this. However, it just stressed me out. We have to be backstage very early, and I thought, you know what?
I've dieted for a long time. I'm not going to ruin my day by sitting and stressing and having to do my makeup at like 4 or 5 a.m. So I've just paid for that. The cost for that was €180. Something you just have to wash off. You best believe that I will be taking so many selfies. I can't even tell you how many selfies I'm going to be taking. I better look like a fucking goddess. Anyway, in pounds, that's £153.34. Okay, so next. Accommodation. Now, accommodation in obviously an international country, you do need to get somewhere that has a kitchen because you do have to make your own food. Ideally as well, you know, you're going to have things like a gym nearby, all of that kind of good stuff, you know. You need to be strategic. It needs to be close to the venue, etc. So accommodation was £858. That is shared between the three of us, so myself, Danny and Jake. Jake does come to all of my shows, so he pays a third of that. But, you know, if it's just you and your partner or whatever, you know, you're looking at around about a ballpark of that. Because it is an international show as well, you can retain water and things like that from the flight. So you need to be there at least a couple of days before. And then obviously the evening of the show. So the show for me is on Sunday, show day. And we travel to Sweden on Friday. So I've got Friday, we travel. And then obviously, hopefully water flushes off for Saturday registration. Sunday is show day. Monday we leave. So that's 3 nights. So yeah, £858 and 4p. Okay, so as you know, we live on the Isle of Man and it costs a hell of a lot of money to get off the Isle of Man. And this isn't something that's going to be an issue for someone who obviously lives in the UK. However, we obviously do have to pay for flights off island. Our flight off island is £328 and 44p. And then our flights from Gatwick to Sweden are £309. And you will need luggage because you will need to bring a absolute shitload of stuff with you. I need to bring whey, I need to bring all my supplements, I need to bring cream of rice, I need to bring my hydrate, like the list goes on. So you're not going to get away with hand luggage. Like there's no way you're getting away with hand luggage. So when we did Portugal last year, we stayed very, very close to the venue. Sweden, however, the venue is quite far out. And all the kind of Airbnbs nearby were a bit strange and there was no shops nearby, no gyms nearby. So we decided to stay in the city centre of Stockholm. So we therefore have had to rent a car to be able to drive there and back from the venue. So it's about 30 minutes, 45 minutes away. So it's not too bad. So car hire was £78 and 32p. We then go into all of the good stuff. So I have obviously already got heels. But I have bought myself a fresh pair of heels because mine are just a little bit gammy. The straps are starting to go and I would rather have the option to have, you know, an extra pair just in case something happens. It also means that if someone else has any issues, you know, that I've got 2 pairs of heels with me. My heels were £90. They are not cheap. Those stripper heels, they are not cheap whatsoever. My bikini. So there are 2 options with the bikini. I have purchased all of my bikinis. I just like to have them. I like to keep them. I like to look at them. They're sparkly, you know what we're like as girls. But there is obviously an option to rent them. So to purchase a bikini is £450. Approximately, depending on where you're getting it from. I actually got that in a Black Friday sale, so it's still custom. It's a custom bikini, so I picked all the colors, I picked all of the connectors. It's custom made to my body, but Susie does, like, I think it's £50 off if you put a deposit down during Black Friday, so I always take advantage of that. So it's approximately £450, £500 per bikini. You can rent bikinis. I believe that they're about £150. You rent them for the week and then you send them back. I think there's other places, Susie doesn't do them at Miss Bikini Fitness, but places like Georgia Rose Bikinis, they do them. And it's a really good kind of budget friendly option. Okay, so Jewellery was about £15. They're just like little shitty earrings, and the bracelets and stuff like that. It's not really a huge cost, but something that obviously you do need to buy. On top of that, you have to purchase bedding. So obviously, when you stay in an Airbnb, you don't want to be getting a bill at the end for ruining the bed sheets. So we've had to buy some black bedding that we'll bring with us, and then obviously just chuck that on, and then we'll probably pack it up and bring it for the next show. We just bought it from Amazon, just cheap stuff, £20, so it's not too bad. Pump up bands, we will need them backstage to be able to pump up. You do not want to have to rely on the fact that the show will provide them. Bring your own pump up bands. Countless times I have been backstage and other people don't have them. And yeah, it's not always possible to get the dumbbells and the other bands and things like that. So just, you know, you don't want to get there and then have to go on stage flat. Like, you need to pump up before you get on. So yeah, £20 on pump up bands, just Amazon ones. And then what I do is I actually just get a cuff as well. And so it just makes it easier, but I've got my own cuffs. Photography, for this one, it's actually quite cheap. It's £100 for photography, which sounds mental that I'm saying that that's cheap, but it is. So that is all of the kind of the big hefty costs. Now, this is not including your coaching, which is obviously normally about £200 a month. All of your supplementation that you'll need to bring, so like your whey, your cream of rice, your creatine, your health supps, your vitamins, all of that good stuff. And then on top of that, there's also posing coaching, which is, you know, about £150 per month as well. Food, need to buy food when you're there. Anyway, so that is kind of like the absolute basics of what you would need. As I said, there's things that like you can make savings on, so you could do your own tan if you wanted to. If you felt comfortable, it wasn't your first show, you could do your own tan. You could rent a bikini and save a lot of money there. You could stay in potentially a cheaper Airbnb if you wanted to. We haven't purchased like a fancy Airbnb, it's just a standard Airbnb. You know, you could potentially do your own makeup if you felt confident in doing so. So there is things that you can save on, but again, there's other things that you could pay more for as well. So things that I haven't done is, for example, I haven't paid for videography. You can do that after the fact if you do want it. I haven't paid for hair. Hair was another €120. I think the videography is another 150. So yeah, there's savings and then there's ways of making it more expensive. Now, on top of all of this, as girls, as we know, there's a lot of preparation that goes into looking our best on that one day. So number one, nails. You know, we want to make sure that we have our nails on. You could just get stick-on ones if you wanted to, but you know, nails, getting your brows done, waxing, getting your hair done, getting your toenails done. Like, you're pretty much naked on stage, let's be honest. You want to be looking your best. There is a hell of a lot of expense, but the basics here of kind of what I've gone through, not including all of that. By the way, I did get Botox and filler as well. So you can imagine how much this is adding up to. Nearly been sick. The total for everything that I've ran through here, so your NPC membership, show entry, tan, makeup, accommodation, flights, car hire, heels, bikini, bedding, pump-up bands, jewellery, photography, absolute basics here, basic, £2,796.58. And that is one single show. So please, if you are ever going to compete, you aspire to compete, you want to do an international show, save your money, because you don't want to diet for 15, 16, 18, 20, 24 weeks, get to it and go, oh, I can't afford that, or I can't afford that, or I can't afford that. It's not worth it. You know, you work so hard to get there. It's really important that, you know, you have the means and the financial stability to be able to, you know, tick off all the boxes that you need to. Imagine you get all the way there and you're like, oh my God, I don't have the £800 for the accommodation. It's just not, it's not worth it. in my opinion. And yeah, myself and Danny, like we live and breathe bodybuilding. Like this is our passion, this is our life, this is our lifestyle. We save all of our money so that we can do this. We know how expensive it is. We understand that the costs are huge. But again, you know, we're passionate about it. We don't go out drinking. We don't, you know, go out for fancy meals. We don't buy fancy clothes, like all of that. All of our money goes into competing. And yeah, I think it's really important to kind of just go through all of the costs. Just as like a little bit of a realization in terms of, you know, it is an expensive sport, especially within the NPC/IFBB route. You know, PCA is definitely a little bit cheaper. And then if you just do a UK show or with a different federation, they are cheaper as well. You know, I think PCA is like £60 per class entry, and I think that the tan's about £50. You know, makeup's about £50. So it is definitely a cheaper option. And then obviously in the UK, like if you live there, it's easier to travel there. You can just get a Travelodge or something nearby. But yeah, for myself, living on the Isle of Man, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it. It is worth it. Anyway, I am 1 week out today and I'm feeling quite chirpy. Don't know why, I'm not sure. I'm pretty depleted, I'm pretty flat, and I'm just about to begin my peak week YouTube, so I'm really excited. So yeah, I'll go into it in that. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. We've got exciting times ahead, peak week, and then show day vlog incoming, and I'm going to try and get them edited as quickly as humanly possible because I am going to be on flights anyway, so I can get them done and banged out. And yeah, let's see what happens. I'm excited. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it.